Okay, so far in the year 2017, I think it's safe to say we can all say that it's been a cracking year for gaming. There's been so many games that have come out. Most of them have been really good. Some of them have been somewhat disappointing, but there has been a shit ton of games, especially on the exclusive side for the PlayStation 4. I'm going to go through a few of them now. This year for the PlayStation 4, you have had the likes of Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, Neo. You had the Kingdom Hearts games come out. You had Yakuza Zero. Uh, Gravity Rush 2 as well. PlayStation 4 owners have had a metric shit ton of games come out, and to be fair, they've all been good games as well. As well with Nintendo, yeah, granted the Nintendo Switch has only been out for a month or so, but you've had the likes of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and all other games like Snipper Clips that's been well received as well. But other than that, it's been a great year for gaming, except if you own an Xbox One. When I only go by the big name publishers that are releasing the big games, the only game I can think of that's come out on the Xbox One is Halo Wars 2. Now, granted, Halo Wars 2 is a good game, it is a decent game at that, but to be fair, it hasn't really been. Well, let's be honest, in terms of games for Microsoft this year, it's been utter shite. And I tend to do worry for Microsoft, because even though it's been a great year for PlayStation 4 owners, a great year for Nintendo Switch owners, I do kind of feel sorry for all the Xbox One owners out there. Yes, granted, they got backwards compatibility, but they didn't buy the Xbox One to play Xbox 360 games. They bought it to play new games, new IPs. That's why I was thinking to myself, Microsoft really could have done with Scalebound coming out instead of that being cancelled. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a few months. I got a funny feeling this is not going to be a great year for Microsoft and the Xbox One. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because the fact simple, hardly any games are coming out. Now, granted, this year marks the release of Xbox Scorpio. I'm going to link the Digital Foundry article down below, just in case you haven't seen what the specs are. And according to the specs, it's going to be the most powerful console ever, which is all well and good, but we need to see the games. And I'm kind of praying to God that at this year's E3, they're going to show off the games. What I'd like them to do is pretty much the same setup as they did with the Xbox One. Hopefully not as disastrous as the Xbox One reveal, but kind of unveil the Scorpio, say a few weeks before E3, so we know what it looks like, how much it's going to cost, and then at E3 just shower all the Xbox fans with new IPs, new games. Well, new IPs and new games, same thing, but just games. Because Microsoft really needs that this year with the Xbox One. Because, like I said, with the PlayStation 4, they've released loads of games so far in 2017. It's been an awesome start to them. And this is no joke. I basically taken the last week off work. I've just finished my first shift back now. When I was going around town, I've never seen so many people either selling or trading in their Xbox Ones and actually switching over to the PS4. It's absolutely crazy. I asked a couple of them why they're getting rid of them, and it's a basic, simple answer. There's just no games for it, and there's just like, you only got Halo Wars 2. Yeah, granted, you got the multiplats. I ended up getting Mass Effect Andromeda for the Xbox One, just so I got a reason to play on the Xbox One. Because when I look through my friends list, the majority of people on the Xbox One are watching TV on it. But then when I go on my PlayStation 4 and go through the friends list there, they're all playing games. I didn't buy, me myself, and I know a lot of Xbox fans out there, did not just to buy the Xbox One just to watch TV on it. The Xbox One's supposed to be a gaming platform. You're supposed to be playing games. And when I see, like, for example, with the indie games, I believe they released something called Adventure Pop. I'm like, that's a fucking Android game. That shouldn't even be on the Xbox One. Yeah, granted, they will see Xbox One had Fallout Shelter, but again, that's an Android/mobile game. That shouldn't be on the console. That's just my opinion. Now, I know a lot of Xbox One fans out there may disagree with me, but Microsoft desperately need the games this year. That's why I'm kind of still saying Microsoft really needed to find a way to get Scalebound released this year, because that would have really helped. So this is my prediction of what I'm hoping Microsoft are going to do. a few weeks before E3, they unveil the Scorpio, what it's actually going to be called. They unveil what it's going to look like. They unveil the features of the console, and they unveil the price. Now, I'm guessing, I'm going to call it now, say the price in UK pounds, I'm going to say is going to be £400. But here's the other worry I got about the Scorpio. With regards to, yes, obviously on the Scorpio, you're going to have a graphical advantage. You're probably going to have better frame rate on the games. But I remember last year at E3 when Phil Spencer unveiled the Scorpio, and he said along the lines of no console will be left behind. So what are Microsoft saying? They're saying every game on the Scorpio is basically going to be held back from the Xbox One, with exception to obviously the graphical advantages, of course. But with all that power and all that technology in the Scorpio, why can't games... To me, the games on the Scorpio will feel gimped. You know, you got all that technology in the Scorpio. Why can't developers take full advantage of it? If you're saying that the games are going to be released on the Xbox One and Xbox One S, that means the Scorpio is going to be held back. There's no two ways about it. I'm trying to think that Scalebound got cancelled, but when the Scorpio comes out, what if Scalebound could actually work on the Scorpio? To me, it makes absolutely no sense. But that's just my take on it. So I'm just praying to God that Xbox One users at least get games this year. Yes, they got Halo Wars 2, and yes, it is a good game. It is a really good game, actually. But Xbox One fans need more games to play. Yes, the backwards compatibility is great. The EA access is great. You know, there are loads of features on there, but you need the games. It's a simple fact. Microsoft needs to bring the games at E3. And if they don't bring the games at E3, I do worry for Microsoft. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen with Microsoft this year? Do you think they'll have a strong end to 2017 with the release of the Scorpio or not? Let me know in the comments below. But this is Jamesy Boy logging off. You guys take care.